our mental health, our emotional health, our spirituality, mind, body, and spirit. That's what I always preach. If you do want true healing and long-term health, mind, body, and spirit all need to be in alignment. It is when we come out of that alignment that things start to become off balance and where we can't maintain or we can't make progress towards a goal. We are all put in different places and have to work through different things. And that's why it's easy to judge from the outside to say, oh, this person has this easy or whatever. But we all do have our struggles. And I do believe that the way that we work through those is coming into alignment with ourselves. And, negative thought patterns are created over time. The harder something has been for us, or the more we've had to work through something, the easier it is to think negatively about that thing or to self-sabotage. And a lot of people don't like that word, but it's a familiarity. Self-sabotage isn't really a real thing. It's our own mind trying to keep us safe because it's a familiar pattern. Something that is unfamiliar feels unsafe to us. And that's the same kind of way of processing, a self-sabotage, because these things keep happening over and over again to us, which in our brains tells us that every time I try to do this, this happens. Every time I try to do this, it happens again and again. But I'm like, which part of it are you taking accountability for? Because when those things come up, how are you handling them? How are you dealing with them? The first sign of something going on or going wrong or whatever, do you throw in the towel? Do you give up? Do you let your mind and your mental space take over for that negative feeling and thought pattern that comes up? We've all done it before. I just find that people that have a lot more health issues have long-term patterns and things that are triggering for them more so than other people. And some of the other people have it in different ways. So it's, this just happens to be kind of the health side of things. But when you're working through a health issue, you've got to check off the boxes and work through one thing at a time. And if it's not that thing, then you try the next thing, then you try the next thing. And a lot of people will, become so negative in that process and feel defeated. In reality, it's part of them retraining that strength and that resilience. And so many people just focus on the physical instead of doing the everyday little things. It's law of attraction, it's manifestation, and that stuff is real. And I didn't come up with any of it, but I practice it every single day. When a thought comes up that's negative, like, it actually makes me mad. Like when I'm in a really great mood and whatever, and then I'll just be like over processing about something for whatever reason, and I'll notice my mind start to like spin into like a negative whatever. And I think when you're disassociated from, if you're thinking positive or negative, you're not thinking anything of it, then it's fine, but you may not be happy, right? That's the way majority of people think. But once you start retraining your system to think more positively, it almost puts you through this like period of time where you're like mad at yourself for doing it. And that's also a negative thing, but it's like you catch yourself with the negative things popping up, and it's a part of retraining. So it can make you feel like you're being more negative in certain ways, but it's like those are just the random thoughts that are so comfortable for you to not even process most of the time. And now that you're processing them, you're starting to notice. It's like talking about a blue Kia one day, and now you see blue Kias everywhere. It's like you're now aware of it. It's in your forefront of your consciousness. And the more you start thinking about those, am I being positive? Am I being negative? When this negative thought comes up, I need to put my mind in a different direction. I need to start thinking more positive. I need to start put myself in gratitude in the moment. I need to, get myself going in a different direction, because once you start going negative in that direction, spiraling downhill, it continues. You're irritated, more things start bothering you, whatever the case is. And so even just doing this with yourself outside of the health side of things starts to put your body in a more positive vibrational space. And it does just make you happier. And you may have other things outside of your life that aren't going well for you right now with either your finances or your health or other things. But you have to focus on the things that are going well and being positive in order to get your body into that positive momentums that you can bring in and allow those things to work for you. And again, it doesn't matter if you have extreme health issues, but not sitting in that negativity of that and trying to keep your mind off of it into something else. And the more you come into the positivity with yourself and the alignment, the more you start to process things differently, the happier you are, the higher you vibrate, the things that start to positively gain that momentum, you just have a different aura about you. And energy is real, it's been proven. The way that we vibrate, the way that our cells move, we can retrain our system to heal. And it just makes things so much better. Like, you have a choice to be positive or negative every single day. You know, what does being negative about something that you can't change right now anyways do to help you at all? And it sounds really stupid to say it, but when you think about it, it's even more stupid to make the decision to be negative about something that's going on that you can't control necessarily in the moment. Like, why wouldn't you choose to find something to be happier about? What does being negative about something that you can't change right now do whatsoever to help you, except for keep you even more depressed and unhappy in the moment? And so this is the kind of stuff that I can't talk to people about when I'm coaching them, but it's such a huge missing key component when it comes to healing and health and wellness. Because if you are neglecting yourself, your spirit, just the positivity within your body, there is no way your body's ever going to get to that place. And even if you do, you're not going to maintain it, because the rest of your life is still going to be miserable. And that's why they say, like, you know, money doesn't bring happiness, or this doesn't bring happiness. Being the leanest I've ever been didn't bring me happiness. It's because you are neglecting everything else that matters, which is the positivity. If you are negative the entire time and then you get to that goal, you're not suddenly just going to become positive, because your body's not trained to do it. So just a different way to process some things. And